I think a lot of people find things to do with the wind fascinating. I mean, it's just something sort of mesmerizing to watch a good working windmill, how it just works freely in the wind and it changes directions with the wind. And I don't know, there's just some fascination there to watch a really good working windmill do its job.
And the job of installing and repairing windmills belongs to Paul Behrens. Over his 20-plus years, he's installed hundreds of windmills in Illinois and the surrounding states.
Well, my great-uncle Wendell Dean used to be an executive vice president for Air Motor Windmill Company, and he worked for them for, at least 40 years. That's probably why I had my initial interest in windmills, just from talking with him as a young man. As an adult or a young adult, I started to notice all the disappearing livestock barns and silos and windmills, and I thought it would be cool to restore a windmill. Most people don't need a windmill to pump water anymore. You know, before electricity came along in the 1930s, everybody needed water for livestock or for their household. And of course, a windmill is a mechanism to draw large volumes of water, you know, relatively effortlessly. You don't have to pump the hand pump to get the water when you have a windmill. And of course, after electric came to the rural America, a lot of those old windmills were already worn out, and they were converted to an electric pump, which operated the pump jack to draw the water. So unless you really needed a windmill in a very remote area that didn't have electricity, that was the beginning of their demise after rural electricity.
This is an air motor style windmill. Paul and his team are using a crane to raise this one, but they can be built from the ground up.
The tower serves as its own scaffolding. In fact, I've assembled dozens and dozens of windmills that way. And once you get to the top, you know, without any kind of mechanical or crane assist, you can hoist up a gin pole, which is just a little winch device that you can clamp to the top of the tower, and then you can winch up the head with that. So they would have built the tower up from the ground up maybe, or they would have had a snubbing pole and maybe a team of horses or tractor, and they could have pulled the windmill up. About half of my jobs are to repair old ones and to repair old pumps, and the other half are just, I call ornamental windmills. They're still authentic, traditional water pumping type windmills, only they just don't pump water. It's a simple machine, it doesn't require electricity, and it'll work 24/7 if you're there or not. And if you're watering horses or cattle and in a remote pasture and you don't want to have to go out there and tend them every day, you can put a windmill out there and let it do its thing, and it's just really neat, I think.